So here I'll be making some demonstration about the materials that I made in Substance Designer for that Gondor modular kit that I made. So starting with the like stone walls, then to roof tiles, then to marble generator and all the stuff. So basically I made the parameters to 6 different categories, one with just the stone brick details. So it is pretty straightforward actually. The one with the amount of X or white, X or Y amount of the bricks, so we can change it and it just automatically changes. That's pretty straightforward. Randomization and scales. Of course, the scale should be one basically, but I just export it just in case if I want to try something out, or maybe just make it bigger. Offset is usually just 0.5, but get some different scales or whatever. And some roundness. Roundness is for basically getting some runs at the middle of the brick, started from edge to just the middle. Actually, let's show it more details. Getting more bump height map. Let's make it 5, for example. Well, it's a little too much. 3, and let's make it 5. Yeah, to see it more clearly. This is for basically getting more village style bricks, but this is more of a just freshly cut or almost like a marble kind of thing. Other things are just randomization for angle or depth. For example, while getting more depth, the bricks are getting in and out more clearly. If I take it to 0, they will almost be all the same level. The difference here is due to just angle intensity. If I change it as well, that will also decrease. Yeah, something like that. For Gondor, I had mainly the references from the movie, so it's mostly gray, white, or something like blackish, but less of a black, more of a white kind of bricks. So basically, I grabbed the 3 different scales, one with the wall, like a large bricks, one with the just random buildings with just normal scale, I call it, and one with the small bricks. I don't know if I can just directly find it here, but there's 3 different scale of the bricks. So because it is just a miniature, so I try to give it more details, like a more rough surface on the material itself. But first, let's try something else here. Or never mind. But I can get more color variation depend on the how much I want to give some details on the base color. And the other thing is crack. So if I want to have some crack, actually crack break amounts, if I just get more intensity. So there's small like cracks here and there. Actually, I get a little too far, maybe just decrease it a little. Yeah. So I can just decrease the amount of intensity in the cracks or increase it. So yeah, we see more, the cracks have more depth now, or cracks can be like bigger or smaller. So all the parameters can be controlled from here basically. And the imperfections are basically just a small detail which I can find on the stone itself, like water erosion, the edge damage, the big chunks of like small cracks and destroyed versions or some erosions maybe. The erosion amount. So yeah, a lot of the parameters are here basically with the imperfections. Uh, some scratches as well, though those are very little, so you have to zoom in. Some noise on different scales. There's some mortars. If I just increase the mortar thickness, the edge, the gap between the bricks are just filling up. Or, for example, some drip, mortar drip, increase the length as an example. Some of the like mortar just dripping out of the edges, and some leaching. This is the part where I make the for making the stone look more natural, dirty, apart from just the base color of it, just like a different color variation. For example, if I increase the leaching, can cover the whole surface, though it is best to have somewhere in the 0.3 or 0.4 at max. The color of the legion as an example, though truth be told, no one wants to see some blue legions and some moss. The moss is generated basically by the how much depth it has, the material itself. For example, the places where the height map is lower, the legion will start showing up more. And if I just go crazy, it will just cover up the whole area. I can change, for example, something dark or white. There are also just optional to spawn some flowers, which I didn't use yet, but I will use them with some village materials next. And other the just the technical parameters like hue, saturation, height range, and etc. And the second part, the roof tiles. This is basically just pretty much most of the Gondorian houses at the roof tiles. So if I can just zoom somewhere here, like basically almost all the roof tiles are pretty much the same, just with the slight different colors, like one more grayish, one more bluish, or greenish, should I say, like any other places. Yeah, for example, this is more clear. Like almost all the roofs are pretty much the same stone tiles. So just what I added is just crack clipping. I didn't need much of a tile disorder, so it was just almost always at zero. And tile amount, for example, let's make it more bigger, even much bigger actually. Most classic one, just covers up from the edges of the each flat tiles. Some dirt, of course. Let's change for some dirt color, something more intense. Just the occlusion. Occlusion is just from the edges to get some blackout details. And that's the second part. So this is the third part for marble materials. Basically, just what I made is I made just one marble generator. Just gets the mask with the some different densities of the cracks of the marble itself. And while using that mask as a like different heights and mask as a color mask. So I just get different colors basically. For example, the white or light brown, the dark brown, gray, black, or dark green. What we get the references from the one of the games called Shadow of War. So we want to make interior with some kind of marble floor design. So I just got the different uh, colors from there, and we made this scene basically with it, with all the materials that I made. Uh, and I want to make this middle section as a different, oops, this middle section as a whole different material and some square marbles here. Other ones are just pretty straightforward, just normal marble ones. So what I made is I got the scale with the like how they made the each mask basically. For example, this white place is just I imagine as a one mask and just black places as a second mask. For example, the red ones here, which we didn't use red, but we use another just a color basically as another mask. And at the end, I got this as a result. Where is it? Yeah, just got the different height from each of the colors, and I just used those masks to, for example, just get this place as a another color. So start out just black and just added white with the mask. For example, this is the white mask. This is the black mask. And in the middle, there's a green, then to light brown, then to light blue, and some other mask on the edges with some dark brown. And at the end, I thought this material itself is just so little with the scale that it consists in a map. So textile density will be low. So we just use the 1/4 of that thing, and it still works though. But basically, got this material from the just this reference. So yeah, this is the last part.